Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100+ globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100+ global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500+ multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100+ authorized training partners and 50+ universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000+ members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices. Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100+ globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100+ global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500+ multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100+ authorized training partners and 50+ universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000+ members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices. Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100 plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100 plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500 plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100 plus authorized training partners and 50 plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000 plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices.
Hello, dear participants. Thank you so much for joining today's session. We'll be starting the session now. Meanwhile, let us know where you are watching this session from. We would love to know your locations. And please allow me a minute so I can share my screen and we quickly start for today's session. And here we go. I hope you all can see my screen. And I would love to give you all a very warm welcome to our series, GSDC Certified Learning AI that delivers unlocking business value with Enterprise Copilots, with a theme that is transforming enterprise performance with AI-powered Copilot. My name is Preetham. I'll be here as moderator. Feel free to use the chat box in case if you have any question, concerns. I'm very happy to assist you all. So what excites this series more that you can see we have this incredible panel of AI experts who will be joining us to share their insights this week from 16 to 28 March 2026 with the same time slot that you have joined the session, and you can use the same registration link for the rest of the session of this series. And before I could hand over the mic to our speaker today, would love to quickly introduce our hosting organization to those who have joined us for the first time. We known as Global Skill Development Council. We're vendor agnostic, vendor neutral. We globally recognized certification body. We're accredited by ABICB. We do have 100 plus certification portfolio with us. We have certified more than 250,000 professionals worldwide. We have 500 plus subject matter experts. Those are industry experts. They work with us closely to help us with our exams, programs, and all the deliverables. Also, you can see we are associated with 1,000 plus multinational corporates, 500 Fortune companies, 50 plus university across the globe. A very proud thing to share with you all that we do have 100 plus authorized training partner across the regions. We have partner in Asia, Africa, Canada, America, and many other countries. So a big thanks to all our training partners and those who have joined us through Training Partners channel. In case if you're looking for any training program for yourself, feel free to reach out to our training partners to have an inquiry about it. In case if you're looking for any, you'll find their contact details shortly in the chat box. Yeah, I believe that I've already shared. You can just have a look and feel free to reach out to them. A special thanks to our official media partner, World Press Hub. They cover all our events and press releases. So those who have joined us for the first time, I would love to quickly introduce to our exciting thing that we have recently introduced in the GSDC, which is GSDC AI Studio. It is a platform where we are providing 100 plus, more than 100 live sessions on AI, which is led by global experts, where you'll be getting 4 daily sessions, which is 45 minutes of live, impactful sessions, along with the hands-on learning, which means you can apply all the concept that you have learned. And in case if you get any question, doubts, that will be resolved instantly with the help of our subject matter experts. So this training is aligned with the industry standards for the job-ready skills. And this is the best opportunity where you can learn from the AI leaders, industry experts around the globe. So in case if you are looking for more information on how you can access to GSTC AI Studio, I believe you all are curious. So get in touch with our learning advisor. They'll able to help you with this entire process, how you can access to GSTC Studio. You'll find the contact details shortly in the chat box. So as I mentioned in my previous slide, we do have 100 plus certification portfolio. So yes, the certification portfolio is specifically designed for our professionals who want to upskill themselves and who are looking to stay industry relevant in this AI era. Right. So you can see we have certification in different domains that includes learning and development, HR, generative AI, agentic AI, emerging technologies, ISO lead auditor, implementer, project management, PMO, agile DevOps, SRE, cybersecurity, digital transformation, and so on. So in case if you're looking for any of these certification in order to opt out, kindly get in touch with our learning advisors, or you can visit our website for more information regarding all the certification and benefit which comes along with it. So here's the benefits. You'll be getting a lifelong membership. You'll be getting a certificate upgrade with that. You will be having free access to all our workshop, boot camps, and events that we often conduct for all of you. And guess what? We'll be providing a free access to all our exclusive learning program. With that, you'll be getting implementation resources, speaker invites, and newsletter. A lot of benefits, right? So if you want to understand more about this benefit in a better way, please reach out to our learning advisors. You'll find their contact details shortly in the chat box. So without any further delay, I'm very happy to announce that we'll be having Yukti LNU for today's session. So I would love to quickly tell you all more about Yukti here. So Yukti is a lead software engineer at Kforce and AI innovator specializing in agentic AI ML systems, and cloud native enterprise solution. She brings strong expertise in NET Core 6+, 6 hash, React, and Microsoft Azure, enabling her design and deliver scalable, secure, full stack application for modern enterprises. Her work focuses on integrating machine learning's model LLM and autonomous AI agents into production environments with an emphasis on zero trust, security, and robust API ecosystem. Yukti is passionate about building intelligent, data-driven system that enhance operational efficiency and decision-making, particularly in highly regulated industries such as insurance and healthcare. So let's explore today's topic, AI Copilot for developers, enterprise coding. Thank you so much, Yukti, for being here today for today's session as a speaker. Please have the handover of the mic now. Thank you.
Thanks, Pritam, for the warm welcome. And I would like to thank GSDC for the opportunity to present my topic here. Please let me know once you're able to see my screen. Okay. So today, my name is Yukti. I am having total 14 years of experience in enterprise industries, including finance, healthcare, and insurance. So in all my years, I have been working on Microsoft.NET technologies. So in today's era, so everyone where everyone is more moving towards AI. So I have gotten a chance to work on AI Copilot as well in my enterprise applications. So I'll share my insights on AI Copilot for developers from the developer point of view, how they are used, what are the benefits, what are the loopholes, and how we can make it more secure. In this session, I'll walk you through how GitHub Copilot actually works under the hood in the enterprise applications, how it integrates with DevSecOps, because we want to see end-to-end lifecycle of a product, and how governance and securities are enforced, and how agentic AI is playing the role for the developers. So what we will cover today. So today we're going to cover introduction to GitHub Copilot, which includes understanding of LLM-powered coding assistance and how Copilot functions. Next, we are going to cover key features and capabilities, how code generation is done, how the refactoring of code is done, documentation-wise, how we can use it, and how is the testing support provided by the GitHub Copilot. Developer workflows, leveraging prompt-driven development, how we can do code reviews and automated debugging, secure and responsible AI. So this is the most important part which I want to emphasize on today, that even if we are using AI, we need to make sure our data is not exposed to the external applications. Our data is private. We are working under the policies which is defined by the organizations, and we are making sure that whatever coding practices we are following, they are secure and according to the standards of the organization. How productivity has increased by the use of GitHub Copilot, analyzing the ROI indicators and efficiency metrics. What are the other areas where GitHub Copilot or Copilot AI can be integrated to boost the productivity using the CI/CD pipelines and GitHub ecosystems. Live demonstration I'll try to show, and we'll have some question and answer discussions as well. Go to the next one. Your AI pair programmer. So what is GitHub Copilot? So GitHub Copilot is your AI-powered coding assistant that helps developers write code faster and more efficient. I go with this one directly inside their development environment. So it's not like you are going to ChatGPT, writing your question according to your need and getting some output out of the ChatGPT. It's inbuilt in your IDEs like Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code. You can directly ask your questions inside the application, and it will give a code generation or code output or suggestions based upon your code itself. So what I would say is Copilot will analyze your current file. It will open all the files in your IDE, and it will analyze your project structure and patterns in your code base and will give suggestions accordingly. So it can also generate your entire functions and your unit tests, whether it is X unit, N unit, and it can generate documentation as well. It has supports to all the languages, whatever language you are working upon, and it is context aware. It learns from your code base. If you're working in the healthcare, it will have some knowledge of those healthcare terminologies, HIPAA and all, and it will give suggestions according to that. If you're working in insurance or financial domain, then it will give you coding suggestions according to the code base which you have provided. AI models behind Copilot. So we'll try to see what large language models have been under the Copilot, how the context-aware suggestions are done, how we are continuously improving through the AI model updates. So what is developer doing? Write a prompt or start typing a code. Whenever developer opens a file, he'll try to write a prompt that I want to generate so-and-so code. Copilot will analyze the prompt which is given by the user. It will also analyze the code base and give intent according to that. Code suggestions, it will be inline completions, whether you want to go ahead with the inline completions, full functions, or you want to get the end-to-end functionality for that. You just need to type in, like, I want an API which is end-to-end for get the students list or update the students for so-and-so test. So it will generate the endpoint for that. It will make the models for that. It will save data for that in the databases, plus it will generate the unit test cases for the same. So why developer reviews? We can also modify our policies to accept, modify, or iterate on the suggestion provided. If I don't like the method which is generated by the Copilot, I can also say that this methodology does not look so performance optimized. Can you please suggest me some other code which is more optimized? GitHub Copilot will generate code according to the requirement of the developer. It can suggest, but as a developer or as an architect, I should be well aware that whether it is a code that should be used by me into my application, all At the end, it is the human being who will take the decision for the code to be used in the application or it should not be used in the application. Go ahead with the next one. We'll see what can GitHub Copilot do. It can do the code completion. So for code completion, it just goes beyond the autocomplete. It will see all the context, whatever is here in an application, whether it is React, .NET, Java, C#, whatever the application type is. It will do the multi-line code completions. It will smartly interfere from comments and variable names and will pick the variable names according to the requirement of the user and will generate the code accordingly. Code generation. It can generate a single line of code as per the user requirement. If I just want to say that I just want to calculate the percentage for so and so student, it can generate a single line of code, 2 full functions from natural language prompts. It has to be done by the user. That user is giving the prompt in a certain manner, which is understood by the Copilot, and they can generate the code accordingly. It can quickly scaffold the boilerplate code. What is boilerplate code? So whenever we make an application, we have some type of by default code which is generated by the Visual Studio or Java or React. As soon as you try to select the application, it will by default generate some schema or a project structure, which is the standardized project structure across the globe, which has to be used by the developers. So it will quickly generate that scaffolding of the boilerplate code. It can implement common algorithms and design patterns. So Copilot is designed in such a way that it has knowledge of all the solid principles, all the design principles or architectures which is used by the respective languages. So whenever it tries to generate the code, it makes sure that all the architecture principles which is used in that code base or the solid principles which is used into that code base have been followed and the code is generated according to that. Code translation and refactoring. Yeah. So if I have a legacy application which was working in like Visual C# or in the legacy languages, and I want to translate that code and refactor it according to the modern architecture, Copilot provides that feasibility as well. In the previous times, we used to migrate our applications from like C# or Cobalt or the mainframe languages, and it took years and years for us to understand those languages and translate the code according to the modern technologies. GitHub Copilot assists us in that things as well, so that it can convert code between the programming languages, refactor the legacy code for more modern frameworks, and improve readability and maintainability of the code. Documentation and testing. Yeah, so testing is the main part whenever we come to the enterprise applications. So we cannot just deploy the code which is not well tested and has not been tested by the developer himself. Testing is playing the important role when we come to the developer scenario. So XUnit and NUnit frameworks I have used in my whole journey for generating the test cases. But sometimes we did not come across the scenarios. I have been writing the test cases, but sometimes we don't come across the scenarios or the data scenarios which can cause issues in the production. So we can set up our Copilot policies in such a manner that if I am trying to deploy my code, my code should be well tested and it should have test cases up to 80%. It should cover test cases up to 80% of the code coverage. So in another terms, I would say I can also define my policies and terms. Whenever I'm uploading my code or raising my PRs, my code is well tested and it has certain variable naming format is in certain format, and my code is well tested and it covers at least 80% of the data scenarios. So those things can also be configured using GitHub Copilot in the Azure DevSecOps. We will see that in the further slides. So also, whenever we are writing the code, sometimes we don't write the comments for each and every line. And if any new person is joining the team, it is very difficult for him to understand the whole functionality in one go. So it auto-generates comments and doc strings. It also helps in creating the unit tests and explain the complex code snippets. If I'm new to the application and I want to understand so and so code, and also I want to understand what is the business logic behind that, it will try to help me in explaining all the scenarios for that particular code structure. Okay, so next topic is Copilot chat for how we can talk to how many ways we can talk to our code using GitHub Copilot. There are 4 major ways via which we can talk to our code. It is via inline chatting, chat panel, agent mode, Copilot CLI. I'll try to show you 2 to 3 ways in our live when I go to demo. So the first one is inline chat. So for the inline chat, this is the fastest method. So you just highlight the code and you ask them to explain you that code. If you're not able to understand the particular line or there could be expressions in that line, or there could be some complex business logic which you're not able to understand. So you can just highlight that line and say right click and say, explain me this line. So it will immediately give you the prompts that what this particular line is about, what is the significance of this particular line in the code. Why is this significant? It is used for quick fixes. If your code is not refactored, you have a complex function and you want to refactor it into multiple functions so that it can easily be understandable by people. So it can be used for that as well, and instant explanations. Now comes the chat panel, where we can select the models and the corresponding OpenAI models for that. A persistent AI conversation panel alongside your code. So it's like your chatbot. You are talking to that chatbot to understand the code. If you need any help, like I'm talking to my teammate, can you explain me this algorithm, or my team lead, that if I need some help into any business logic, to understand any business logic or any code, it is like my assistant or my teammate. It helps me to understand the code, make the architecture decisions, and get detailed walkthrough of some complex logic. So what it is being used for? Deep diving the whole code. And if I'm not familiar with the other module, it will try to help me understand that module as well, and to make a design decisions. So if I want to make a design decision, maybe there is a module which is not well architected and I want to make some improvement into that. So we can use chat panels for that as well. Agent mode. So Copilot also plans and executes multi-step across your code base. So it helps in creating your files, running tests, and iterating the tasks until the task is complete. So again, scaffolding, cross-file refactors, and automatic test generation. So it also helps whenever you're writing the code. Sorry, it also helps you into automatic test generation, which is the very important criteria we have been using into the enterprise applications. Copilot CLI. So this is the chatting criteria which you can use, you can use the plain English, plain English and talk to your code. But you have again the CLI method where you can just type in the commands and get an output out of it. Okay, next is what is the architecture behind this Copilot? So GitHub Copilot sits at the intersection of the developer's IDE and the enterprise cloud native stack. So if I talk about this one, so this one is my IDE, where it could be VS Code or Visual Studio or JetBrains. This is the AI layer, where we have LLMs sitting on. LLMs are nothing but the large language models like I would say Claude, GPT Mini, GPT 4.5, 5.1. All the LLMs are standing here, and the enterprise backend is over here. how they are making you via your code, how they are generating the code base, and how they are making sure that the code base which is being generated is correct or not. So what I would say, so it sits in three key layers: the developer IDE, the AI processing layer, and the enterprise backend. The IDE captures developer intent and context. The AI layer, this particular AI layer, they are powered by LLMs, and they understand the context and they generate the output according to that. And the backend, where we see this OpenAI, Azure, OpenAI and private models, they execute the inference accordingly and securely. What is important here is this is not a standalone tool. We have a source control, we have CI/CD pipelines, we have identity systems. So this layered architecture help us to ensure that we are aware of the context, aware outputs, and policy compliance and governance. And we need to make sure whatever code we are writing, those are enterprise grade, those are having enterprise grade scalability. That means that we are not just writing the code which is not scalable in the future. We need to make sure whatever code we are writing, it is scalable in the future and understandable by the people which are going to use it. So let's try to understand the next architectural diagram. So Copilot, it operates as a layered architecture. So the core of it is the LLM plus prompt orchestration. The developer tools, you can use any of the developer tools, whether it is Jupyter Notebook, VS Code, Visual Studio, any of those, and platform and security, retrieval, document generation retrieval, GitHub Enterprise, and all the policies, whichever you describe in your, whichever you want to describe in your enterprise application, that layer sits here. So we, let me try to explain you this diagram more in more depth. So the first is the context layer. So the core AI layer, what it tries to do is it will try to go through your code base. It will fetch the relevant files, get the code patterns, and then it will generate, will also go through the internal libraries or the NuGet packages, and it will provide that to your, provide those to your RAGs, and then RAG is responsible for generating the output according to the user prompts. And LLM does not generate generic code. It generates context grounded and enterprise specific output. So, but before the output reaches the developer, we need to make sure that it is according to the policies which has been defined by that organization. So this layer, they filters the unsafe code. This particular layer, they filter the unsafe code which can be harmful or which can cause some which can cause some data issues or distortions in the code. It enforces security policies. It applies role-based access control onto the code. It logs all the activities for CM or activity logging. And this then is the suggestion which is delivered back to the to the Visual Studio or VS Code. From there, the developer reviews it, and if developer feels that it is according to the context and the requirement of the user, they commit it. But this is not the end of the story. So once the code is committed, it goes through the layers of security. So as soon as the user commits it, it goes to the Azure DevSecOps, where we again have the AI Copilot security built in the pipeline in the continuous integration and continuous development. So it will first in the continuous integration, it will see via linting or SonarQube that all the policies which I have defined for my organization, so that the code is standardized, is the code following that pattern. SonarQube also makes sure that all the data scenarios which should be which should be identified in the first step has been covered or not. What that means is, have I written enough test cases for my code so that it does not cause any failures in production or UAD environments? So this is the intent. Now coming to GitHub Copilot enterprise features. So let's talk about the enterprise features. When we talk about the enterprise features that go beyond the individual productivity, they enable organization-wide AI adoption with security, customization, and operational excellence. So, what are the features when we integrate any Copilot or any other AI models or any AI techniques into our organization? We need to make sure that it is understanding my code base. It is generating the models according to the custom behavior which is required by my code base. Whether it is able to understand advanced security, whatever I have given in my policies, and whether it is able to provide support in the future. So now let's go ahead with the code base context. So first one is a code base awareness context. So it can semantically search across the entire repositories and understand internal APIs and patterns and ask questions specific to your code base. And it is an organization-wide knowledge retrieval. So it is not just if you have given your Copilot access to all the repositories, it will try to understand all the repos, their internal architecture, their internal policies, their internal conventions, and their internal governance, and will give you the context according to that. The next one is the custom models. Organizations can fine-tune models on internal frameworks. So whenever I'm choosing my model, I just need to make sure those models are allowed by my organization, and they are also understanding the domain specific knowledge. So if I'm working in the healthcare industry, I have to be very careful about the data which I'm using so that it is not exposed to the external APIs or the external public, because it is very critical data, and I have to fine tune my models according to that, ensuring alignment with the enterprise architecture. Advanced security. So talking about the advanced security, uh, Copilot works along with the GitHub Copilot security, GitHub Advanced Security, also making sure that CM security to detect vulnerabilities and enforcing secure coding practices. Enterprise support and scalability. This is the very important part in any organization, because it defines service level agreements with the external clients as well. So we need to make sure that it has the backend reliability and uptime. Whenever you are choosing any model, it goes through the developer trainings and enablement programs. Developers are given a time to analyze those models and give feedback if they are okay to be used in the organization, and if there are any updates into that model or AI models, we are continuously going ahead with those updates and making roadmaps according to that. Yeah, next comes the seamless integration with your stack. So GitHub Copilot, they integrates across all the developer ecosystems and enterprise infrastructure without disrupting existing workflows. Whatever, what IDE it supports: VS Code, Visual Studio, JetBrains, and NeoVim. Enterprise system integrations, they are supporting GitHub Enterprise Server, Azure AD, SML authentication, and proxy and firewall compatibility. So now let's see, if a developer is writing that I want to calculate premium and he's passed with amount and rate, then developer will just write amount into rate to calculate the premium. What Copilot is going to suggest is, Copilot, as soon as the developer types that he is calculating premium for this financial requirement, Copilot will try to understand the code, and in the next go, this will suggest him that if you want to calculate the reinsurance cost according to the premium calculated. In the previous step, user has calculated the premium, and might be user wants to go ahead and calculate the reinsurance cost. So he'll pass the premium which is calculated here, he'll pass the percentage, and accordingly he'll get the reinsurance cost. And yeah, for security purposes, we have to register the Copilot app using this command, and we have to configure in the single sign-on configuration in the applications using these commands, or we have to we have to integrate Azure AD into our application using so and so commands. So AI developers, they have a centralized identity. All developers authenticated through Enterprise ADP, Azure AD, or any authentication method. They have uh, they have access to the application using the RBAC, role-based access control. They can securely log into the application. They have workflow continuity. What does that mean is Copilot fits into existing CI/CD pipeline and PR workflows without disruptions. So what I'll say, let's take a practical example where a developer is writing a function related to premium calculation. Copilot will not just generate the generic logic, it also makes sure that you are calculating premium according to the domain which you are using, the formula will be same, but the terms and policies which you are going to use according to the domain of the application will be also taken into consideration whenever Copilot is generating the code. So the key takeaway from this slide is it does not just fit into your ecosystem. It is the other way around as well. It is taking into consideration all the policies, governance, and domain specific knowledge into consideration before it is generating the code. So tools and integrations into the GitHub Copilot AI. So it just does not operate into isolation. It takes all the things into consideration and integrate the full enterprise flow. What does that mean? Starting from writing the requirements till the time code is deployed into production, it plays the picture till end to end. So GitHub Copilot is standing here. GitHub Copilot, VS Code and Visual Studio, Azure Cloud, Kubernetes, and CI/CD. So first step is Copilot accelerate each step. I'm sorry. So So it is writing the real-time code. It is helping you to boost the productivity by providing suggestions, completions, and chat-driven development directly within the IDE. And also, it is taking care of primary IDE environments where Copilot is natively embedded, offering inline completions, Copilot chat, and agent mode capabilities for complex refactors. In CI Azure DevOps, it is also playing an important role when GitHub Copilot integrates with Azure OpenAI services, Azure Kubernetes services, enabling secure and enterprise managed AI models access at scale. How it is making sure that those things are secure and enterprise managed AI models are being used using the Sonar Cloud or linting, or which you can directly integrate into your pipelines and make sure that policies and the naming conventions or the governance which is being used in the organization is well managed. Kubernetes and CI/CD. Copilot accelerates Kubernetes manifest and CI/CD configuration, reducing the boilerplate code and surfacing best practices in line during the development. Yeah. So next comes the DevOps integration. So how the DevOps integration is done using the GitHub Copilot, how it is helping at that stage, and what are the artifacts which we should consider what are the artifacts which we should consider when we are using Azure DevOps integration with GitHub Copilot. So it governs planning through the boards. Whenever you're using ADO boards, Azure DevOps boards for planning the entire sprint. So it will plan through the boards. It will help through the repo creations, coding through the repos, giving access to the repos, who will be able to use which repo, and where he can use GitHub Copilot or where he is not supposed to use the GitHub Copilot. Full support with the branching policies and PR workflows. Copilot also suggests code directly with connected IDEs. It also enforces code review gates before merging. So at every stage, before you are merging the code, whether you're writing the requirement, whether you are making a branch, whether you're enforcing some policies on the branch to make sure that security and governance, at every step, it is making sure that your code is properly secure and governed according to the policies of the organization. Now come the pipelines. Uh, During the pipelines, it automatically helps in building and testing the deployment workflows. Copilots also helps generate and optimize YAML pipeline definitions. Earlier, YAML pipeline definitions were like 2 pages where developers go and make the changes. But after integrating with GitHub Copilot, those YAML definitions has considerably changed, and it is very easy to modify and update the configurations if you are trying to make any variable changes in the pipeline or the artifact changes in the pipelines. So multi-stage pipelines for dev, staging, and production, it also helps into that. Integrate with GitHub Actions for hybrid workflows. Boards, agile planning with Kanban and Scrum boards. AI is also Copilot has also integrated with Outlook and Kanban and Scrum boards, where it is also helping to explain the requirements as per the technical terms and as per the business terms. Link work items directly to the commits and pull requests. So earlier, what used to happen was if anyone is not linking the PR with any work item, that PR is staying as an orphan, like what this item belongs to. So it has made sure that whenever you are working and raising a PR, it automatically helps you to link your work item with that particular PR. Track AI assisted development, velocity, and throughput. So whenever you are raising PRs, it also makes sure that your code review is passed through one level of at least AI stage before it is going to next stage of developer review. Backlog refinement aligned with the sprint delivery. So this comes in the sprint cycle, that you are defining your requirements according to the backlog, and it also defines with the sprint deliveries. Artifacts. It also makes, this is the basic model structure which we follow into our the whole application. We have centralized package management for NuGet, NPM, and Maven. If you're asking some code, then it also helps in making sure that it is pulling the packages from the authorized repository only. So development cycle flow plan using Azure boards, code, Azure repos, plus Copilot, AI-assisted development, build, Azure pipelines, automated build and unit testing. In the builds as well, you are making sure that your code is well tested and properly formatted. Test, Copilot generated tests per pipeline plus pipeline quality gates. Here also, even if you have generated the tests, pipelines also make sure that your code has passed the quality gates before it is going to the next environment. Deploy, multi-stage release to Azure cloud environments. Monitor, feedback loops back into the boards and next sprint. So whenever your code is deployed, it automatically closes the stories and go ahead to the next board for the next sprint cycle. So how DevSecOps pipelines with the Copilots have changed? Okay, so Copilots also provide real-time suggestions, security nudges, and standards as the developer writes code. The repositories, GitHub Enterprise manages PRs, branch policies, and Copilot-assisted code reviews with automated feedback. CI build. So CI build, you can compile, lint, and run unit tests. As I also explained that linting is also the one way where you can explain your policies and make sure that your code is well formatted and variables are in correct format. And if in React code, some people, they prefer to define the variable as any. So all those policies, you can make sure that you are defining within your policies, guidelines inside the code, so that whenever you check in the pipeline, it will automatically raise a red flag that this code is not good to go and it is not as per the standards of the organization, and it will fail the pipeline, and user has to go ahead and go through the code and update it so that pipeline can successfully go and deploy the code to the next environment. Security scan. Security scan are also run through SAST, secret scanning and dependency vulnerabilities. So Q&A testing, automated integration and regression tests run. Copilot generated test suites validate business logic and edge cases. So every commit, whatever is done, is checked for code quality, security vulnerabilities, and compliance. The metrics which is shown here, if you see, 73% people have seen 73% faster PR review cycles, 60% reduction in security findings and data issues in production, 40% fewer build failures, and 2% more test coverage, 2x more test coverage improvement using all the policies or the governance which we define into our code architecture or the CI/CD pipelines which are being used in the GitHub Copilot. Yeah, this is this is the validation gates which we can use to code quality gate using style cop, SonarQube, and another config rules. Security gate using OWASP and zero critical vulnerabilities. Release gate, all the tests have passed. Coverage, code coverage threshold has met. Changes have been approved and recorded. So these are the all things which we should consider before we are deploying any code. And following these, there is a significant improvement in the metrics which enterprise organizations has seen. Yeah, next one is enterprise CI/CD integration with Copilot. So building the pipelines, it also helps in building the pipelines faster and clearer. It also helps in automated testing, deployment of the gates. So I'll go ahead a little quickly. So because I have a lot to cover here and just want to show a few things in the code as well. So this is the CI/CD pipeline which we used to have, which we are having. You need to make sure all the parameters which you define here, whether user has request to push to main or the development branch. Pull request, he can raise pull request against the main branch. He cannot directly push into the main branch. He can just push into the developer branch. And once the code is approved via AI commands and the next level of developers or the leads or the architectures, only after that it can be merged to main. All the things you need to make sure that you are defining whenever you are configuring any pipeline in the CI/CD. Code quality gate, SonarQube score above threshold, zero blocker issues, style compliant. So whenever developer is raising a PR, he needs to make sure that the Sonar Cloud issues or the SonarQube issues are all completed. They are above the threshold. There are no issues, and they are style. You need to make sure that code is properly formatted and style copped. Whatever IDE you are using according to that. Sonar Cloud issues, how you can define according to what are Sonar Cloud issues? Sonar Cloud issues are like duplicate use of variables. If you are having duplicate variables, or if a function is so complex, it will raise the complexity, code complexity issue, that you need to modularize this particular code and recheck the code. And if you are having some type mismatch, you are defining var or any n number of times, even if it is not required. So that way you can make sure that your code is properly well organized and following the policies which is defined by the organization. Security gates. No critical CVEs. Secrets can clean, OWASP top 10 verified. So, sometimes developers, they mistakenly send like the Azure Vault keys, the connection strings directly in the config files. So with AI assisted development, whenever you're raising the PRs, AI also helps you to make sure if that none of the configuration files is checked in with the API keys, Azure Vault keys, or the connection strings directly defined in the config files, to make sure that it is not being attacked by the external users. Test kit, 100% unit test pass, 80% of the code coverage, integration tests are green. So as I defined earlier, that in our CI/CD pipelines itself, we can configure using the AI assistance that whatever code I have written, whether I have unit tested it properly up to 80% of the code coverage. 80% of the code coverage means that I could go through all the data scenarios which user can use in the production, and I have written tests according to that. Approval gate, change advisory board sign off required for production releases. We can also stricten our policies to make sure that at least one lead approval and architecture approval is there before any PR is being passed to the next environment. Health kit. Health kit is a very important thing which we are using in the last 2 years for all the APIs, whether my API is healthy or not. So whether my controller is healthy or not. There are certain ways to implement that to help to make sure that all the health checks are being passed according to the APIs, and according to that, it will be deployed to the first health check is checked for all the APIs, and only then the APIs which are healthy are passed to the next level of the deployments. So enterprise code context awareness. So code base pattern recognition, architecture understanding, internal library reuse. So code base indexing. I'll quickly go through the steps of which are defined here. Code base indexing, Copilot, it whenever it goes through the code which is in your repo, it indexes all the repos using semantic search. It understands the context. It retrieves the relevant files, functions, and patterns which it can use to understand your code, and it can generate the pattern accordingly. And whenever you're providing the prompt, it will give the context or the output according to the understandable code which is already understood by the AI, and it will generate the response according to that. Large language models augmentation. Retrieved context is injected into the LLM prompt for grounded suggestions. Whatever content you have generated is retrieved, and LLM is prompted for next level of suggestions. Contextual output. Suggestions reflect your actual code base, not generic patterns. Yeah. So secure coding enforcement with Copilot. So I'll go through the prevent hard-coded secrets. As I previously explained that we should not be hard-coding our API keys or the Azure key vaults or the if we have any Google Maps or any external keys, AI also enforces that these should not be directly hard-coded into the config files. Input validation patterns, whatever input you are providing, it is properly sanitized and validated on all the entry points to prevent any SQL injections. All those policies you can define in your PRs, so that even if any developers miss to check those things before raising any PR, those are being caught immediately before it goes to the production environment. Secure API design, JWTs, JSON Web Tokens, or OAuths or API keys. Encryption practices. So I'll just give an example here, a short example. Unsafe hard-coded secret. We have a habit of defining the correction string in app settings.json directly like that. But Copilot, if you define your policies, Copilot will automatically suggest that you have to define connection string in a certain manner that it is not it cannot be attacked by malicious users, and it is safe to go ahead to the next level of the environments. Key vaults has to be defined in the in a particular manner so that it is not being attacked by the external users. Again, the same thing with the queries. I cannot directly go ahead and write my queries like that because it is inject prone. I mean, there are some SQL injections uh, which can attack my queries using this particular format. So Copilot will suggest that go ahead and write queries into that manner. So even if user is trying to use that, his PR will automatically fail, or his code will automatically fail to go ahead to be merged into main, because he is not following the certain rules and practices which has been set up by the organization. Governance layer. Yeah. So I'll quickly show an example. So how organizations are setting up the governance for a particular organization. If my code is allowed with the certain languages, I can define here any any content inclusions like secrets, config, prod, all the exclusions has been defined here. Enterprise policies require code review. I can make it false, but it does not go ahead with the enterprise application levels. I need to make it true so that all the code which is being pushed is reviewed by the AI. Plus, it has to go to next level of review by the lead and the architects. Block vulnerability patterns to set to true, or audit logging. So I can set my Copilot policies in the enterprise applications like this. And there are so many properties. I just defined a few of them. And according to which I can make my code secure and more governed. We have seen this number incremental. This matrix has been seen like 98.6% policy compliance rate, 3.2K suggestions filtered per month, and 100% audit log coverage, and less than 50 milliseconds of policy evaluation latency. So agentic AI in development. So till now we were we were mainly looking into how GitHub Copilot is making sure that at what levels we can use the GitHub Copilot into our enterprise application development. Now, how agentic AI can be also implemented into the applications so that user is able to just give a prompt and he is able to deliver the code directly. So we'll go ahead a little bit of explanation into this one. User gives a developer prompt. He plans a task that create I like the CRUD operations. It will generate the code according to that. It will invocate the tools according to the need of the user prompt which has been given, like the npm packages or the another required keys or something. It will check for all the secrets, vulnerabilities, and policy violations, as I explained in the previous slide, and it will deliver the code automatically into the Azure DevOps. So this we can do, but I have not been able to do this into our enterprise applications till now, because it takes a lot of effort writing a requirement directly and deliver it automatically. So according to me, there is a human intervention required at every point. Yeah, coding standard enforcement. So I'll quickly show the example here. I have a class like that, policy manager, where I'm trying to get the policies according to the ID which is being passed. What Copilot will suggest is, this is a simple class, get the policy number, pass the policy, and directly find it. Non-compliant business logic in controller. So if I have a code like that in my controllers, Copilot will simplify it to the next level and will reduce the number of lines as well. Best practices: write clear prompts and comments. Always review AI generated code. Even if you are making use of GitHub Copilot, before keeping that code or generating that code, you need to make sure that you are reviewing that code correctness before committing. And also make sure, even if you have injected those into, even if you have defined the policies for naming conventions and secure keys, you need to make sure before you raise the PR that it is compliant with the team coding standards. Maintain secure coding practices. Use Copilot for repetitive tasks. If you are trying to do CRUD operations again and again, Copilot will immediately help you to generate the same code in the next controller. Integrate with the enterprise workflows, not just in the coding. Make sure that you are using GitHub Copilot in the enterprise and CI/CD pipelines as well, in deployments as well, in the Kubernetes deployments as well, it can be used. Human in the loop AI assist, developers decide. So as I previously mentioned, that human is always in the loop. It's not only the AI that is making the coding, or it is the assistant. If you want help, then it is there to help, but it is only the human who is making sure that all the steps are being followed correctly, all the required validations have been properly met, and it is going to the next level. Risks and limitation of AI assisted development. So it can generate incorrect suggestions. I could want X into Y, but it could generate some other code. It can hallucinate non-existent APIs. The APIs might not exist, but it can hallucinate those. Security gaps may suggest vulnerable code patterns. We have to make sure that the code which is generated by AI is OWASP compliant. Over reliance on AI, it can generate more problems. What people have seen is, sometimes the code which is generated by AI is so complex that if an issue occurs, and if that particular developer has not analyzed the proper code when he was developing that particular code, if any issue occurs into that code in the later stage, it is very difficult for that team to debug and understand the code and find out the issues into that code. Key takeaways: it helps in accelerating the development. It ensures safety. Make sure that governance ensures safety. Azure DevOps enables control. It makes sure that human oversight is critical. At every point, we just need to make sure that human oversight is very critical for any development. I'll quickly go ahead and show you the next. Next. Yeah, here. So this is the GitHub account for me. It is I'm using the free version for now, but at enterprise level there are more options, because those are the upgraded versions. In the left hand panel you have Copilot, under which you have features and coding agent. To make sure that this Copilot can be used into the enterprise organizations, architects or the people who introduces these models into the organization, they come here. For every account or every developer who is going to use Copilot, they enable or disable the corresponding features for that particular team. If I can use Copilot chat into my GitHub application, into my GitHub account, if I'm able to use GitHub Copilot CLI, all these features can be enabled or disabled for that particular team, or can be modified as well, customized as well for that particular organization. So if you see, I can create an organization under which I can pull up all the developers, and whatever features I have defined here for them, to make sure that they are going ahead with the enterprise safety and security, I can define my settings according to that. So one thing which Copilot can search the web. So this is uh, the one setting which I had to try to disable for myself and see that what changes it gives when I update it to enabled or disabled. So if I enable it, it'll also ping the external APIs and give me the results, which does not work well with my code. So it has been, I mean, most of the organizations disable it. Dashboard entry points enabled. All these settings, I mean, I am getting short of time. I have to leave. So people can go through these settings and they can set up the enterprise applications accordingly. Coding agent. So here also, if I want to assign my team only to the selected repositories, which is usually done in the enterprise applications because all the teams does not have access to all the repositories. So they can just go ahead and also select the selected repositories here and make sure that people are granted access according to the role which they play in the organization. Now coming on to the application quickly. So as everyone knows, I am just having a simple web API here where I am having the CRUD operations for a student list. So firstly, I wanted to show this is the Git Solution Explorer. This is the Git window. This is the GitHub Copilot chat window. Here you can have multiple properties here. Let me quickly go through that. Enable Copilot completions. If I enable them, it will also give me whenever I'm typing the code, enable next edit suggestions. Whenever I'm editing the code, it will also suggest me. You can also modify the options here as well. So whatever changes you want to make into code, you can go ahead and make that as well according to this one. If I want to interact with the code via agents, I can change my settings here. If I want to change my models to Claude or another models, some models are paid. That's why I cannot see the complete list here, but there are millions of models which are available here. You can also customize your models, make your models and publish it here. So if I just want to go ahead and write a simple code that create a new action method called about and returns a view and sets a it is because I have enabled those settings. I can just tab it, and if I enter, it will also it should also give me the code according to that. So see, it is also giving me, I'm not typing anything, it is also giving me all the code which should be displayed into that particular page. This same thing I can do for the whole application. If I was just here into this is the inline suggestion. If I want to go ahead with the Copilot chat, I can use this window, and then it will be going through the whole project, and it will give the suggestions accordingly. So yeah, we are running short of time. I'll just say that working with AI is to build better systems fastly and securely. But yeah, human will always be the priority. They'll be the ones who will be making the decisions and architecting the solutions. We can take help from Copilot AIs, but it is always the human who is on the top edge. Yeah, I'll close my presentation with that.
I believe, Yukti, we have done with the session, and as I got the information that you have to leave early for the one of the client meeting, so we won't take much your time now. And as we are already running out of scheduled time for the session and the Q&A, so I would like to inform all the participants. Unfortunately, we won't be able to take any questions for now, and I cannot see any question in the chat box. So I believe that you understood everything for for in today's session. And in case if you have any further question or want to discuss anything with Yukti regarding today's session, feel free to reach out to her. You'll find her LinkedIn profile link in the chat box. Also, you can drop your question across all our blogs and we'll make sure to get back to you. So Yukti, before I take the handover back, do you have any final thoughts to share with all our participants today?
Yeah, so according to me, the best engineers in the future will not be the ones who write most of the code. They will be the ones who can effectively collaborate with the intelligent systems and enterprise applications.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Yukti. We'll look forward to have you for another session. I believe that our time was not enough for to cover the entire content today. So yes, we'll look forward and we are happy to schedule another session with you. Thank you very much for being here today and sharing your insight on one of the important topic. So as you need to leave, please you can now. I will do the closing. So dear participants, I do have some quick announcement. So please allow me a minute so I can just quickly share my screen and we can just complete our remaining announcement. Here we go. Many of you are already aware. I've been announcing regarding the certification program that we have in the GSTC for all of you. You can go for AI Foundation, AI Tool Mastery, Energetic AI, AI Domain Specialist, AI Strategy, AI Guardian, and AI Change Evangelist and Leadership Advocate. You can see all the listed certification program, which is absolutely, you can go for it and you can use this promo code, which is AI20 to get 20% discount on any of the certification. If you want to know more about this, feel free to reach out to learning advisors. Also, you'll find all the certification links in the chat box along with the promo code. I've already shared it for your convenience. And this is a utility tool. This tool will help you to level up your profile. It will help you to improve your LinkedIn profile score, your AI skills score. It will help you to build your personal brand. And guess what? This tool has a feature where it will help you to create AI generated resumes as well. Isn't it amazing? So check this tool out. Do let us know if you have any feedback for us, how you're finding this tool while using. You can use this AUG100 as a code to get 100% off, which is completely free for all our webinar attendees here. And I'm very happy to make the announcement. Tomorrow we'll be having another incredible session with our past speaker, Ziggy Rafiq. So please do join us with the same registration link, 19th March 2026, 8:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Singapore, 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and 9:30 a.m. Eastern. We'll be taking us to the topic that is AI agent for documentation on generation. So please do join us. And we are continuation of this AI ISO series, which is happening this week from 16th to 20th March. Do join us as we have these incredible industry experts who will be joining us to share their insights on ISO leadership reset, building a resilient, secure, and accountable enterprise. So do join us. You'll find the registration link in the chat box itself. And this is another series we are conducting in the GSTC on learning and development, where you can see we have this amazing panel of speakers lined up for this week, 16th to 20th March. The time slot is mentioned below, 10:30 a.m. Central, 11:30 p.m. Singapore, 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Do join us. I have already shared all the registration link along with the WhatsApp group link in the chat box for your convenience. And this is our referral champions who have referred maximum people to this specific series. Let's congratulate to them and appreciate them for taking efforts by referring people towards session like this, knowledgeable and powerful. So it is something that you're taking step ahead and becoming thoughtful is leader, isn't it? So what all the winners will be getting, if you earn 50 or more than 50 points, we'll be getting back to all the winners with the rewards, which is $400. And top 3 winners will be featured on the GSTC Wall of Fame. And in case if you're looking for any partnership related inquiries, partnership opportunity in the GSTC, so you can reach out to whether it's a retail individual certification program, authorized training, ATP, or it's accredited university academy partnership, or whether it's enterprise level partnership. Feel free to reach out to our relevance box that we have mentioned in the screenshot itself. You can see the email address. You can reach out to them to have more inquiry about it. You'll find this screenshot I have shared in the chat box as well. And in case if you're looking for any speaker opportunity at GSTC, we do have global platform, learning capsule, webinars, and podcasts, which we often conduct for all of you. So feel free to share your speaker profile with us. We'll make sure to get that review and we'll get back to you with the speaker opportunity in case all the criteria gets met. And this is our social media platform where you can connect with us over LinkedIn and the WhatsApp to get daily update on events, webinar, boot camps that we often conduct. So do join us over all the platforms that we have available, official ones. Also, please do share your valuable feedback on reviews.io and let us know how you're finding our session so far. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining today's session. I hope to see you all for the upcoming live session for this week and next week as well, that I'll be announcing shortly. So stay energized like this always and keep learning. Thank you very much. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.